Hello, 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 hello. So, tonight's episode of Rydes N Vybes is not a sponsored show, but if you are looking to sponsor any episodes, please feel free to reach out to me, and I'll be happy to speak with you about the sponsorship opportunities, as well as being an official show sponsor for the backdrop that we are working on at this point. Now, today's guest is Wheels and Tires. Jay is located in Decatur, off of Glenwood. He also specializes in fixing bent and cracked rims. So if you went somewhere and they told you that your rim is not able to be a bent rim is not able to be fixed, then he is your man. Now there's a couple of more things that he does that I do want to expound on once he gets on, but we'll do that once he gets on, because I really, there's really a couple of things that he does that is really, really, really super dope that I want to get into. So let me go ahead and get wait a minute, baby, I sent the wrong person no request. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I think I did. Okay, Jay, so I sent you a request. Hopefully it'll allow you to come in. While we wait for him to come in, if you guys have not subscribed to the YouTube channel, make sure you go click the link in my bio and do so. You can catch up on any of the past episodes of Rydes N Vybes. Remember, we've been doing this since 2019. So there's a lot to catch up on there if you have not subscribed to the YouTube channel. Jay, I'm not sure what's going on, but I definitely sent you the request. Let's see what's happening. Okay. All right, so I'm going to accept your request and let's see what happens.
Hey,
Hey,
how you
how are
doing?
you?
I'm good, I'm good.
So first I want to tell you thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to sit down and talk to us and let us get in your business for a minute.
Let's do it. Ain't no problem.
So um, what I'll do is I'll start off with one of my questions and then I'll start out with the fans' questions, okay?
Okay, no problem.
All right, so tell me how you got into cars.
Well, I had this older dude named Butch, which was end up being like one of my mentors. I was from the streets, and I knew I didn't want to like continue to do what I was doing, so I ended up renting the shop from I don't know if everybody remember Terry back in the day. He used to sell the wheels on Memorial Drive. I rented his install spot from him, so he only sold wheels, so we were supposed to do the installation. So I bought all this cheap equipment from China, tire machines and balancers, and didn't even know how to run it. And this old guy, Butch, which is pretty much an angel to me, he was like, "Hey man, I'll show you how to run it. I'll show you how to work all this stuff." And when we got it running, we got it up and going, but it was the cheap equipment. It didn't work. So he taught me how to do everything by hand. He taught me how to put them on the floor and flip them over. So that's how I really got into dealing with tires and cars and wheel repair and all that kind of stuff was through old man Butch.
And how long ago was that?
That was probably about 23, 24 years ago. We've been in business 22 years. So yeah, about 22 years ago. 22,
You barely look
23 years ago.
22, so I guess what they say is true.
Yeah, I'm with 42.
Oh, you're just a baby.
Yeah.
All right, so what I really do believe in giving people their flowers while they are here to smell them. So I'm gonna tell you something, and I've been holding this to say to you uh, since I saw it, but I knew the interview at some point was gonna come about, right?
Uh-huh.
I really think when you started a mentorship program,
Hmm.
and I really think that's super, super dope because here's the thing. I understand that we're all in business to make money. I understand that money makes the world go round. But for you to do that for those young men and probably even women, they probably not many women came your way, but for you to at least offer a hand to do that for people, I thought that was super amazing. There's not a lot of people that do that.
Hey, I appreciate it. Appreciate it. It's each one teach one. Cause I mean, going back to that same story with the guy Butch, he was my angel. He showed me what to do. So like, uh, free. Like he didn't charge me nothing. Every day he would ask me, man, just give me $20. They asked me for $20 a day, but he showed me so much game, and I learned then. Like from then on, man, I'm gonna keep passing the torch. I'm gonna keep passing the torch. I ain't gotta hold all the money. I'm gonna teach you everything I know, and to just keep them out the streets. You know, to keep them from breaking in houses and cars or selling drugs, whatever. You know, idle mind is a devil workshop. So just to keep them busy for at least 8 hours a day is my goal. To just try to keep them going. But yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate you giving me my flowers, man. Thank you.
That's absolutely true though. And then one time, this is one time that my tire, I was like not far from you, and my tire, Mook sent me over there, right? My barber, big shout out to Mook, my barber. He sent me over there. And when I tell you, you were not there, but those young men, and they were young, like all of them boys, I don't know how old they are, but they are extremely young.
Yeah, yeah. They like 20 something and under.
Yeah,
Like
they
21,
definitely
22 under.
they took care of me. They were professional. One was working the desk. He found the tire. The other one was outside. The other ones was outside putting the tires on. I was like, just got him something here. And they wasn't, okay, so I'm about to stereotype real quick.
I know it.
Like,
I know
you
it.
know,
I already know.
I walked in there and I seen him. I'm like,
Oh Lord.
but to my surprise, he was respectful. He
Yeah.
And they got me in and out so
Yeah.
quick. I was like,
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I feel like Boosie. I'm about to start coming over here and the Wi-Fi jumping.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
we get a lot of scrutiny from being so young. That I put a part. That was my son too. That was actually the one that helped you out on the inside. And some of them his friends, and some of them my homeboys' sons. But we all come together as a good team. But I put a lot of energy, cause I mean, I would be the same way if I go to a shop and it's almost look like kids running it. I put extra training into them, and yeah, they gonna make mistakes, just like anybody gonna make a mistake. But I try to make sure that they stay on top of their game, just because I know the way it look. I know the way the appearance look when you come, and is young kids that are working, but they know what they doing. Trust me. A lot of people come and they say, "Man, I want you to fix my rim. I want you to do it." And I get their rim and I take it in the back and I let my boys do it. And I stand right there and act like, because they train. They all went to school. My son is a certified welder. He graduated from Georgia Tech. I took all my other boys to wheel straightening classes. So honestly, they better than me, because they young, they're enthusiastic. I love them. I love them all. We created it. I mean, I'm thankful for the team that I got.
man, I was like, man, these boys, and listen, I ain't smell no extracurriculars going on. They was, I mean, they had their little music playing, but the music wasn't blasting. It was low where they can hear it. They were like, "Oh, you can have a seat inside." They were so respect. I was like, "I would have to talk about this. I got to talk
Yeah,
about this."
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
you
they
make
definitely.
sure you tell them I said big shout out to them because they had to have them on the show. That's what we're
Yeah,
gonna do. We
we do. We should. We need to.
we gonna
We
have
need to. For
I'm
sure.
gonna bring you back. Okay, so in May, I'm doing Entrepreneur Month. And it
Okay,
may require you to stay at the shop a little bit later and all y'all like maybe, or maybe I can pull up. I'm not sure how we'll do it, but in May I'm gonna do Entrepreneur Month, and it would be pretty dope if you could have all the guys with you if you come back, if you would like to come back.
that'll be cool. Perfect.
Yeah.
I love it.
So now let's get into the good, the bad, and the ugly of the tire and rim repair business. So give me a story about a horrible experience that you had with a customer. You don't have to say a name. You don't have to go into any of that, but give me a story about a horrible experience that you had with a customer.
Well, just here recently, I had a customer that kind of um he seemed like he probably was like a street dude, and I'm handling him professional, but and it was like he kept talking to me like I was a little boy, like almost like talking down on me. Man, fix my rim, and like it was like too direct, and so I mean, and it was during slow season because when he first started acting like that, he wanted to buy a barrel for his wheel. I told him a price. He was like, "Man, that don't cost that much." And so I negotiated with the people I buy my barrels from, and I got him a decent price. But every time I talked to him, it was like my rim ready. Like it was just like he was talking to me like I was 10 years old, like I was his child. And at first I was, kind of like, man, we need this business. I got high payroll this week. I got to keep it going. But um, it was one Monday. I think it was the day after Thanksgiving or Christmas or something like that. I told him your rent was gonna be ready Christmas because it was on Monday. I said your rent would be ready on Monday, but I didn't realize it was Christmas. So he called me that day and was called me Tuesday and was like, "Hey man, my rent ready?" I said yeah. I said yeah, we got it ready. He was like, "Man, you told me it was gonna be ready yesterday." I said, "Well, yesterday was Christmas," and he was like, "Well, I don't even celebrate Christmas like just yeah." And I said, hold on, buddy. Like, let me ask you something. Why do you every time you talk to me, you try to talk to me like I'm some type of little boy? Like I'm not this, not that, man. He like, I'm just having a bad day. I'm like, well, look, you gonna have an even worse day, man. Like you keep talking to me like this, like I'm not no child. And I really, really gave it to him, but it's more so I think the bad part of is when customers come, they think that they can talk or handle you any type of way. And I'm a pretty easy to get along with person. I'm not even a rah-rah person. I'm not a person in like I give you the shirt off my back. But I'm not gonna let you talk to me or handle me no any kind of way. So that was like that's my pet peeve. Is like just talk to me with respect. You know what I'm saying? I'm a easy person to deal with. But I just I'm not one of them. You know what I'm saying? I'm not.
So you told him, oh, you think you having a bad day. You about to
Yeah.
have a real
Yeah,
bad
you finna have a real, because I was fed up. I had let it go, like, because every time he would come, I was talking to my manager about it, and I like, hey, man, I don't like the way he talks. She like, I don't either. So we was all talking about it. Like, every time he would come and leave, we'll discuss how rude he is and how he talk to us. But this day, I was laying in the bed at home when he called me, and my daughter like, "Daddy, be quiet, stop yelling." But like it had not got to that point to where like, just treat me like a man, like I'm gonna treat you. I said, man, I don't talk to you no any kind of way, so please don't talk to me no any kind of way, man. This just business, bro. This not like you gave me money and I provided the service. Like you can't talk to me like a child. So that's my only problem is like customers. Like I really love to work. I really love the repair. I love when stuff come in broken, we can fix it. I love like creating a sale or tires or whatever that go on with that. But it's mainly just the customers are just the biggest problem to me, which is probably in every business.
right. Yeah. I don't know. I really, and I'm a person who's so expressive, right? So when I don't like something, I've been working on it. I'm 46 years old. I've been working on it for 46 years, trying to not express to you that I am very, very upset with my facial expression. It has not worked thus far. I've been a little bit better at
Yeah,
controlling it, but it is not. You're gonna know when I'm not happy. So
yeah,
I'm trying to not especially now that I be running my brother restaurant for him. I'm trying not to, because see, if it was my business, I'm a,
Yeah, don't.
but it being it's his business, I'm trying not to do that.
That's right. I mean, I understand. I think to me that's the same way I am. I'm not like, well, I don't. I kind of just let stuff roll off for me, and I be like, well, just don't do it again. And when you keep doing it and you keep, but I think I probably should check it in the beginning, like when it first happens. I'm gonna have to get. That's something I need to work on getting better with. Just checking it straight up front. That way, it don't even go down this road, and you won't even think that. But I think that when I didn't check it in the beginning, that's when it started to, escalate and get worse.
You know, I think that might be a lot of men's issue, especially in relationships,
Mm-hmm.
right? I tell men this all the time. Listen, if excuse me, you talking to a female and she does something you don't like, you got to check it right
Yeah,
then. It's like when you tell your kid don't do something and then you pop their hand.
yeah.
It's kind of like you got to pop our hand, but not pop it.
Yeah,
You got to say it with words. You got
yeah.
to say, hey,
That's right.
listen, I don't like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yeah,
And then if she do it again, hey, listen, I don't like that. And
yeah.
it can't be no three strikes type situation. You
Man,
gotta go ahead and let her go on about her
that's
business.
right.
Because if you let it get too far, then that's absolutely when it goes all the way to the left. And now you stuck with her and she crazy and you knew
Yeah,
it.
that's right. You ain't lying.
All right. So what's your absolute favorite part about what you do?
Actually, seeing these young men grow, um, watching them develop and being able to take the lead, and like that's what I love. Like when I can pull up and I can see, man, I taught them that. You know what I'm saying? I showed them that. Like seeing them being able to just take over the game. I realize, we know the youth is our future. Without no youth, we don't have a future. So my goal is highly just to pour into the youth, and also like having I like challenges, like when rims come in and people think they couldn't fix, and we all come together and put it back together. That's like one of my joys, and also getting the money. Getting the money from the situation. But just seeing something broke and being able to fix it, that's kind of like what get me up in the morning and keep me going.
Right.
Yep.
Hmm. Well, let me say this too. I noticed I like I like your style of like you putting together the commercials. I like what you did when you did, or I don't know if you still do it, but I did catch caught most of them when you did like a little reel about each one of the guys.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
were saying that this person does this, they're certified. I
Hmm.
was like, man, where did you get
Yeah.
that idea from? That's so smart.
But it was from because the same thing what you thought when you came. I wanted to introduce them as like, let me let you know who these, because they had the same problem too. When customers come in, they would try to talk to them like little boys, and these boys just coming out of high school, they athletes. They like, hold on, man, who you think you? They don't mind fighting. They don't mind getting into. They don't think like I think, so they going straight in. We used to have a meeting every week, like, man, you not no punk, man. You not like, don't let them. I used to have to coach them to not actually want to fight customers and get mad at customers. So I like, you know what? To be able to stop that, I'm gonna start showing. I'm gonna put some respect on their name. I'm gonna show you exactly. I'm gonna show the world exactly who they are, the training that they got, the schooling that they got, the knowledge that they got, so that when people come in, you don't have to second guess. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to think about who Omar. Omar, that's the young boss. That's my son. He's been in school for welding. He been for that. Like this guy right here, he my man that does everything. He does all my inventory. He handles all the tires. He know what every tire is here. So like explaining exactly who they are to the world, so they won't be keep coming to me. That's the Because everybody that pull up, Jay, I want Jay, I want Jay. Like, no, these guys are certified. So, like, really trying to pass the torch, because it's it can be. I'm doing other things. So, I'm trying to pour into my nonprofit. I'm trying to do real estate on the side. There's a lot of stuff that I'm trying to do that I can't be at the shop and I can't deal with every single customers, but I want y'all to know that I trust them and I put them in the right place and they are certified. They good. If they can't get it done, they're gonna call me and say, hey, pull up, I need you to help me with this. And that rarely happens. So it was more so to just like any business owner, if you run it so long, I ran it for 15 years and everybody seen my face for so long, they don't want to see these new faces. I remember a dude told me not too long ago, he said, man, I used to I look at this like a barbershop. Like, I want you to cut my
Right.
hair. I said, well, this ain't no barbershop, buddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got a lot of barbers here and all of us gonna jump on his head and cut it. So that's how we work here. And it's nothing to be, not trying to be rude, but I can't kill myself doing that, So that was what that whole that movement was about. It's about time to do it again though, but that's what that was about, was just to explain who these guys are, the knowledge that they got, and how they're capable of doing anything that you need them to do.
Not to mention, I don't feel like you can call yourself a boss if you haven't breeded other
Exactly.
bosses. I feel
Exactly.
like I would be remiss to call. I wouldn't even want to deal with somebody who had ran their business for 20 years and hadn't breeded other bosses, and other people had come from them, and other people hadn't opened shops or
Yeah.
did something. You just wanted to keep them there the whole time.
Yeah.
You should be that to me really speaks volumes about the type of person that you are.
That's it. Man, I remember a guy told me before, he said, man, a lot of people just own a business. I mean, just work at a business. Like, you just own a job pretty much. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, I might as well go work for somebody else if I'm gonna work here every single day doing this. So after I heard that message right there, because that's the way I looked at it. That's the way I ran it. Was like, I'm gonna be here. I got people around me, but I'm gonna be the one that makes sure everything's straight. And I really realized I was only owning a job. I wasn't owning a business. I didn't have a business that can grow and go to other places. And you got to put the right people in place, and you make sure that them people doing what they supposed to do, and that's what's gonna make everything grow.
Right. And you have to take your hands off. I know it's so hard to take, and that's something that I tell a lot of the people around me. I know it's hard to take your hands off of things. I know
Mm-hmm.
you want to feel like you can do every single thing. You should be there to do every single
Yep.
thing. And it is very, very
Hard.
hard. You want to
It's
trust
hard.
somebody. You want to be like, can I trust this person with my books? Can I trust this person with my this? Can I trust this?
Mm-hmm.
But at some point you're gonna have to, because guess what? What if you ain't here? What if I drop dead tomorrow? I can teach anybody anything about keeping the business
That's right.
going.
Right. And that was always one of my main goals. Like, man, I ain't gonna be here for. I like to travel. I don't want to be at the shop all day. But even still to this day, it's like you almost addicted when you've been doing it for so long. It's like, and my wife tell me all the time. She like, man, why are you going up there? Like, I'm go up there. I'm gonna make sure that if I ain't got nothing else that I'm doing, I'm gonna be at the shop, because that's that's really I spend more time there than I spend at my own house. But at the end of the day, when I get ready to go, when I get ready to travel, when I got stuff I need to go get my business license, and I got to go take care of paperwork, I got people there that can make sure that it's right. So I'm still going through that transition. And I got good people in place, but I'm still going through that transition of being. It's like an addiction. Like, I'm stuck
Yeah.
I'm stuck there. If I'm in the city and I ain't got nothing to do, I'm at the shop.
But I can vouch for you though, because like I said, and tell them boys I'm sorry. I never said nothing, but I was in my head. I'm like, oh, Jesus, take the wheel. Let me just go in and not have let me just go in here and not have this chip on my shoulder. Let
Yeah,
me go in here and talk to them like they got sense. I'm gonna hope they talk to me like I got sense, and we gonna go.
I get it. I know exactly. I know exactly how it go, man. Like, I ain't tripping. I know, cause I look at everything. I look at the business. I look at like the same way I would feel if I went somewhere. If I went somewhere and I'm going to get some work done on my car or something, and they doing a tune-up, and I see all these young boys come out. I'm like, man, hold up now. Like, who doing the work? You know what I'm saying? But so I get it. I get it. But I know that it's just a process, you know what I'm saying? Because they're not going to be bored. They're not going to be young. They done developed a lot from just, from the couple of years they've been with me. So they done came up a long way than what they was before. So I had my son and his best friend, they've been with me since they were like 14, 15 years old. When they really couldn't even push a tire, And now they welding and doing all type of stuff. So, and I know in the next 5 years it's gonna be totally different. So, like as they grow and prosper, just keep them going. But part of my goal is another, and I ain't mean to jump ahead of you, but
You
part
okay?
of it is for me not to keep them. I don't want them with me forever. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe
I
my
swear that
son,
was my next question.
yeah,
That was my next question.
my son to take over the shop as far as running the shop and being the boss that I am managing it. Because now he don't even really do. He's a certified welder, but we got other welders and he training them. And if he the guy when stuff go wrong, he the one that goes around and make sure that everything right from what all I done taught him. So prepping him to be what I am, but like one of my guys he's a cameraman, and that's part of my nonprofit. It's training young entrepreneurs. So I teach them because you come to work for me, you're gonna have to learn how to work. It's gonna be some hard work. Saturday, man, it was 0 degrees outside Saturday, man. We had to get it.
Right.
When I'm out there with them in the freezing cold. I stayed cold all day long, but it's creating you a mental on the inside of you you'll be able to take on to anything else. So one of my guys is a cameraman and he's doing well. Like he the one do most of my content for me. He got other businesses he doing work for. He about to be gone. So it's my job is to bring them in, train them up. Whatever dream or goal that they got, it ain't gotta be tires, it ain't gotta be wheel repair, whatever you want. I'm gonna invest into that. And I'm a mentor. We're gonna mentor that too. I may not know nothing about cameras, but I understand business. I understand you gotta invest. I understand you gotta show up. It's a lot of things that I teach them and they grasping it. Juke, which is my cameraman, he's doing very well. My other guy, John, he do all my t-shirts. He got a printing company. So it's like getting them to be entrepreneurs themselves. And a couple of years, they gone. Got their own business, got their own employees, and I'm bringing in other kids I'm visiting the high schools and bringing them in and starting the whole process over again. So that's what pretty much the interior, that's what the mindset is with me with the business. It's not I don't want you working for me. I tell them every time, you're not going to work for me 10, 20 years. You're not going to retire from here, man. Like, you're going to be here till you can build yourself up and you can stand on your own 2 feet and you'll be an entrepreneur. Some want to be entrepreneurs, some just want to work, but the ones that want to be entrepreneurs, I'm holding classes with them once a month. Every month, every the third Wednesday of the month. If anybody want to come, any business owner, any young business owner want to come, we do it at the Rydes Center downtown, and we just do like a whole accountability class. Pretty much, what's your goals for the next 30 days, and then how you gonna get there, and we just plan. We plan everything out we're gonna do. And everything that you told me, I'm writing it down. So when I meet you February 3rd, on Wednesday in February, you're gonna have to show me what you did, And it's the same thing with me. I'm sitting writing down my goals and I'm doing the same thing with them. But I think that creating that community within us is what's gonna help us be better businessmen. I never had that. I just ran the business like I ran the streets. I knew I put 50 on top of this and put 100 on top of that, and I'm making money, but I ain't understanding like this to slow. I'm not tracking data. I'm not doing stuff to where I can understand in December it's gonna slow down, and this month we made this amount, but this money was slow, and putting into marketing and advertising. It's a lot of layers to business that I didn't understand that I know now. that I try to get into them young and get into them early. So we meet up, we lay it down, and we the next month everybody gonna have to show what they did, and you can't. Nobody gonna show up and not don't want to produce what they didn't. Not want to do exactly what you said. That's what I'm big on. That if I told you I'm gonna do it, that's what I'm gonna do. I don't care if it's gonna hurt me. I'm gonna have to stay up late. I'm gonna do exactly what I told you I'm gonna do, and I try to create that with them as well.
How long have you been doing that?
We've been doing this for about 6 months now.
Okay.
So, but this month was like really. I put it on my. This year is the year where I calendared it. Like I put everything on calendar. I got set dates. We were just doing it. But now I got set dates, and I realized that okay, this is what's needed, and this is what we doing. I don't care if I show up and it's just me there. I'm going every third Wednesday of the month, and I'm gonna be there, and I'm gonna plan my month. I'm gonna plan out my next 30 days. So and I think that when you got other people around you, cause like my camera guy, he telling me like, hey, look, man, we need to create reels with more powder coating. What you doing powder coating? He got all kind of ideas for stuff that, so he bring that to the meeting and we critique each other. One of my guys, the guy with the t-shirts, he don't he he's a great businessman. He understand hand to hand. He understand how to make money, but his communication just not the best. You see what I'm saying? So we critique him on that and just trying to help everybody be the best that they can be from what I know. You know what I'm saying? So, and we got a lot of at the Rydes, a lot of other business owners down there too, and they come in and they help too. So it's been a really, really good vibe, as far as growth. And it really helped me more than it helped them, just being real. I put it together, but it's helping me to become a better businessman as well because I didn't learn none of this when I first started. I didn't know that. I just knew how to do good business. If I do good business, I know you're gonna come back. And but it's way bigger than that.
What made what made you what made you start wanting to do the nonprofit? Let's talk about that. What is the nonprofit consist of?
So we do pretty much entrepreneurship training. We doing workforce development. So like if you don't, a lot of kids don't. When my son first started working up there when they were 14, 15 years old, I had them filling out applications, writing checks, stuff that they ain't gonna necessarily, they don't teach all this in school. So I had them doing these type of things like writing checks, filling out applications, doing mock interviews, just to get them in workforce development. Like just develop them. If they gotta go work at Goodyear, they can go work there. From what I taught you on how to fix tires and how to fill out an application, you can go work anywhere. So that's what mostly what we do. And then on the workforce development coming from kids that's in high school. So I visit the high schools and visit like they career day. We did that last year. And you got the colleges here, you got the trade schools here. So we was there as like representing entrepreneurs. But also because everybody's not gonna go to college. Everybody's not gonna be a scholar and go to a 4-year college. So we was promoting trade schools. Just take a 2-year welding course. That's what my son did. I think he's set for life based off of this course that he taught. I mean that
Yeah.
he learned in 2 years, and he got paid the whole time he went, and he worked with me. So promoting stuff like that. The wheel repair straightening rims. My guy John, I flew him out to Ohio. We went to stay out there for 3 days. He's certified in straightening wheels. We go back for continuing education every year, but he's certified in this in 3 days. And this will pay you for the rest of your life. All you gotta do is get the equipment, a van or whatever. So just that is what we do is pretty much like highlight stuff that is not always highlighted in the schools. The schools are gonna push you to it. They're gonna have the colleges there, they're gonna have the trade schools there, but we were there as entrepreneurs, and I actually got one guy from Towers High School that's working with me now that we working with it and we developing now. So it is that is the mindset because when I was coming up, when I was in high school, you, I was scared to death when I got ready to graduate. I didn't know what I was gonna do. I ain't know, like, so that's why I end up going out into the streets, and I end up getting locked up and going to, getting into all type of stuff, make disappointing my parents, all type of stuff. I went all the way around the circle just to come back here. So I'm trying to cut through the chase. You know what I'm saying? Those kids that don't know what they gonna do, we trying to create a lane for them. And the how it's structured is I'm connecting. I'm building a network of business owners like my homeboy Renew Tow and Big D, and they got tow trucks, and I connect with them all the time. So if you don't want to do tires, I can connect you with him. You see what I'm saying? If you don't, like with my cameraman, it's other people that I got to mentor him. If you don't want to do this, if somebody want to do cameras, I got somewhere, whatever field you want to go in, it's my job is to create a database so where I can put them, because when I went to tires, nobody wanted to do tires. Nobody was
Right.
interested in jacking up cars. Nobody wanted to do that. And I get it. Everybody nowadays, they want to do stuff that's the biggest thing that the kids were saying when we did a survey, most of them said they want to do day trading. Some you can lay in your bed and click your
Right.
finger and make a whole bunch of money from what they see on TikTok. But the reality of it is, man, you gotta learn. You're gonna have to learn how to work. You're gonna have to learn how to put in some work to get some money. That's what I know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even with the day trading, you still gonna have to do whatever work need to be done in there. It's not this fantasy, boom, I'm day trading and I'm making money. Like, I learned
Right.
the grind, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I teach is the grind. Like, get out here, grind and get it, and then you have something. So I don't care what field you want. By the end of when everything is developed, I don't care what field a kid come to me and wants to be. I want to be able to have a connection with those people to be able to, to pass everything along. So
Right.
that's where we at with that.
So what's the name of the nonprofit?
Jay's Impact.
Okay. So say somebody has a child, but they're not at the schools that you go to. What if they wanted to get their child connected with you? How would they go about that?
Well, we got an Instagram, Jay's Impact at Jay's Impact on Instagram. You can join. I mean, you can DM me on there. You can call me. My number is on. Call the shop. Get in touch with me. I'm online everywhere. Jay's Wheel Repair. But as long as they between 17 and 24, them the kids that we targeting. Cause that's the age group that I feel needs the most that I can deal with. I done dealt with kids from 15 and I have them come up to the shop, but it's almost like a safety issue.
Oh yeah.
So I want to kind of have someone that, because we welding, we grinding, we doing a lot of stuff that can possibly be dangerous to a kid. So I want them to at least be 17, 24, and their mindset is about their future. You see what I'm saying? You on your way out of school, your parents, you about to be out the house. I know that's the way my daddy raised me. Like, but you're going to
Right.
have to figure out something to do. You're going to have to start paying some bills here. So it's just to be that, to be right in there between them. But find me. I'm on Jay's Impact on Instagram, or just give me a call the shop. I'm going to figure it out.
I'm gonna have to make sure I go follow that as well because I think that's super dope. Like you're absolutely right. We gotta keep these young men and women out of the
Mm-hmm.
streets because, like you said, the idle mind is the devil's playground. If they don't have anything to focus on, they'll start focusing on the wrong
Mm-hmm.
thing, and that's the reason the kids doing stuff, trying to take people cars, breaking in people's houses.
That's it.
That is not what we want.
Nah. We just trying to slow it down as one at a time. Like slow as many as we can get. It's gonna help the community. That's what my goal is to help the community, because that's what I was doing. I was doing the same thing. I didn't have nothing to do, so we was doing whatever needed to be done to make some money. And I know I done a lot of things that wasn't right. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want, if I can be the one to be that light to help. And I'm non-judgmental. I don't care what you got going on. I don't care what you already involved in and what you doing. I'm gonna help you out, and I'm gonna try to teach you the way.
Right. Not to mention, we everybody seems to think that the kids that's doing all the things that doing all the wrong things come from a parent or a single parent household or something like that. You said your parents,
Yeah, that's
so
right. Yeah, I had mama and daddy, and both of them. My mama put a lot into me, and my daddy was that disciplinary. He didn't
right,
play, but
right,
man, I got with the wrong right. My neighbors was next door, and they had the what looked attractive to me. So I'm
right,
with them. I'm over there with them, and I'm making money. Man, I ain't. So I found my way out the house, but I was making money. I stayed above ground, but I always knew in my heart like this ain't nothing I want to do for the rest of my life.
right. Well, I mean, I feel like when you know better, you do better. Because let me just say this: most of the businessmen that I know are former. Let me see. How can I? What's
Mm,
the? You know, they was
yeah,
they was in, but
all right. That's it.
they be the
They make
smartest
the
businessmen.
best. They make the best, man. I'm telling you, I know this for a fact. I don't wanna say that, but I know that. Like, I tell my buddies all the time, like, bro, go on and get you a business, like, because you know what a lot of folk, the business folk, people that run a business that didn't know it, that hadn't been involved in the streets, all they know is what the paper taught them. When you done did hand-to-hand trade, you done ran a business. You done had people take from you. You understand a lot of rules, unspoken rules that they can't teach you in the schools. They can't teach you this, but on a higher level, on another note, when you take that street guy and put some education behind him, you got a bad man.
Oh,
You see what I'm saying?
they at
You
the
gotta
end.
put it. You gotta put them together. You gotta mold them together. When you put them together, oh my God,
You
you
definitely got
got
to
you
marry
got a bad
the
boy.
two. You definitely have to marry the two.
You
Like
gotta
you
have
said,
the
they real
education.
street exec.
Yeah, exactly. You got to. You got to put them both together. When you put them together, then you got somebody that's working with something. Because you can't just be all street trying to run a business. You can't. But then you can't be all, to me, not to knock, because I know a lot of successful people that went through college and done good. But I think, to me, from my area and what I've seen and what I've experienced, is when you take a street dude and put some education behind them, you got something going on. You got a good thing. So that's what that's a lot why I say I'm non-judgmental, because I know a lot of them that got stuff going on right now, and we in the process. I'm steady in the ear like, hey, look, bro, like, you can't do this for long, man. Like, pour into this and let that go. Like, you can't do both. You know what I'm saying? You gonna have to go through that period where you ain't gonna make that much money, but what I learned though is business make way more money than the streets, to me. You know what I'm saying? Now you're gonna make it faster in the streets, but the longevity on this is way longer. You're gonna be able to do this forever. You can teach this to somebody else. So it's I just think that it's the transition is necessary.
Right. And you're gonna have to eventually end up spending that money on something you didn't want to spend the money
That's
on.
right.
So
That's right.
um
Regardless of where.
so as far as old school cars, are you into those?
Now, I used to be, man. That used to be my thing. I always kept an old school, and it came a point when I was in my transition. I sold my old school to keep my shop going.
Now,
You see what I'm saying? Like,
that makes sense.
but I mean, I think that's one of the best. I still think that's one of the best moves that I ever made, because it was at a point in time. Um, well, I ain't it when you in the streets and you making good money and you let that go, and now I'm working. I remember I was saying, man, I just need to make $200 a day. I remember telling one of my best friends, I said, bro, I just need to make $200 a day and I'll be all right. That'll take care of all my bills. Like, but I can't keep selling drugs. You know what I'm saying? Just let me make $200 a day, and I did that. I went from that and just kept on going up and up and up and up. And at that time he was doing real good. He's still doing good to this day. But I know that when I sold that car, it was for my best interest because I kept my shop going. Now I done got my shop paid for and got another house and everything is done turned all the way around. And every time I look and want to get another old car, they done went up so high now. They ain't like they was when we were buying them back then. You can get an old school for about 3,000-4,000 back then, man. Them same
Not no
cars
more.
now like 20.
Not no more. You
Yeah.
won't. You won't get it for that amount.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you have not already, what is your dream car to build?
I still want a 69. Well, yeah, 69 to 72 Camaro. I still want a convertible Camaro old school. I still want one of them. I still look at them all the time. And I had talked to Jarvis, Jay's Customs. We got the same name.
Right.
But we went to school together. I went to his shop one day and he was showing me all that Mopar stuff, and I like that too. I like the old Challengers and all that kind of stuff. So whenever I get time or the money to invest into that type of stuff, that's probably I'm either will go with the old Camaro or some of that Mopar stuff because I don't see a lot of that on the street. You know, you see a Chevelle every corner you turn. I love the Chevelle. They're a nice looking car. I love them, but I just think it's a lot of them. And I kind of would want something that ain't too many people got. Camaros, you don't really see them every day. You're not gonna see the Mopar stuff, but that's something I would love to get myself into. That's something.
So, what's next for you? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Oh no, that's it. That's it.
What's next for you?
Just right now, I'm in the process of developing the nonprofit to where it's an engine to where it's pretty much it's rolling. Right now I'm in a stage to where I got so many ideas and I got so many things that I want to do. It's like focusing in, tapping in on that and getting that going and getting that generating donations. So I can keep boys coming. Cause right, everything I do out of pocket. Everything I do it from my heart and I do it from out of pocket. So just getting legit ways um to bring in revenue so I can keep bringing in boys and I can make everything bigger. That's kind of like what I want to do. I mean, that's what I'm gonna do. Just being honest, but I'm in the early stage. Just like when you first start a business, I'm in that stage trying to figure out everything. Like when you first start, you want to sell rims, you want to sell tires, you want to fix rims. Like keying in on what your niche is, and then locking in on. And so that's where I'm at. That's what's next for me is Jay's Impact, making it as big as Jay's tire. That's my goal.
Where do you see yourself in the next 3 years?
Training, training young boys, like um and I also want to plan a couple more shops because some of my boys that don't want to just want to work. They just want their check every week.
Okay.
Having them a place to where they can make more money, where they can be a manager, just kind of stepping them up. So I've been wanting to like plant more shops, go mobile, do the mobile tire, mobile wheel repair. Oh, but with me, as far as me, I just want to train. I want to set my son up to where he can run everything, and I got it laid out for him easy. He ain't got that many hiccups, and I do the training. I work the nonprofit. That's my goal in the next 3 years.
My last question. When you are no longer when you done sit down and you sitting in your rocking chair and you're an old man, not that you're not an old man right
No,
now,
I
but
really did. Yeah.
what would you like for your legacy to be?
Uh, I mean, I just want to see just to see Jay's Impact floating the boat, like because it is gonna provide the way I see it, the way I envision it, it's gonna make the community better. It's gonna make our young black men and women better. It's gonna be an outlet to create better entrepreneurs, and really ones that's like we still teach customer service. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't believe in customer service no more. I still really, really big on customer service. So keeping them old school values, man, through Jay's Impact, watching kids develop, not run to the streets, creating an outlet that is cool to work. you know. So I kind of just want that. Me and D talk about that a lot. Just being create, because when we came up, it wasn't cool to work. It was cool to get some fast money and do what you need to do to keep it. You know what I'm saying? But just creating that image of like, hey, it's cool to work, man. It's cool to make money. It's cool to go to school. It's cool. These things are cool, man. You're gonna need this when you get a family and you get a house and you want to grow up. Like, so just having that legacy of watching boys come in down here and they leaving like this, you know what I'm saying? That's all I want. That's I'm good. I know my money gonna come. I ain't doing it for the money. I know with my heart and I know with my vision, the money God gotta take care of me. You know what I'm saying? He gonna have to. But to see them develop and get some, you know what I'm saying, get some money and be in places to where I couldn't reach, that's what I really want to see, man. That's what I'm gonna see. That's my goal. That's my vision. That's what I'm putting my work into right now.
Right. Anything else you want us to know before we get out of here?
Oh, that's it. That's
Yeah.
it.
It's
That's
dope that you
about
were
it.
saying. Oh,
Huh?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to overtalk you. I think it's dope that you talked about teaching them how to write checks and teaching them how to. Do they even still teach kids how to write in cursive in school?
Nah, they stopped that.
Right.
They stopped that. But I mean, I just think still keeping some of them old school, cause like right now everything digital. We know that, but still, I still write checks every day. I still have to write checks, and I think it's definitely keeping them. What got me where I'm at now, I'm gonna teach them that. You see what I'm saying? So I had to learn. My daddy sat me down a long time ago and taught me how to write a check, and from then on, because I done had guys come to me on interviews and didn't even know how to fill out the application. This is where a lot of this come from too. Fill out 3 parts of the application, leave everything else blank, spelling everything wrong. You know, just like sloppy. You're not gonna. No other job ain't gonna hire you like that. But I still hired him. And I still worked with him. I still made everything happen. But because I knew he knew how to work. But big business ain't gonna look at that. You know what I'm saying? And like some like you. I want you to be able to stand on your own 2 feet with J's or without J's. So when you know these small things, I think that would always teach them to be better. You know what I'm saying? That'll teach them to be able to stand on their feet and do whatever they need to do.
Right. So I appreciate you taking the time to come on and talk to us. It was really, really, really much appreciated. And I'm definitely I might have to sneak in on one of them Wednesday classes.
Yeah,
So I
pull up,
might have to
pull up.
get that information. What time is the class on
6
Wednesday?
o'clock.
Okay. But okay. Yeah, I might have to see if I can slide in on one of them Wednesday classes
You
one
definitely
time.
can
And
do it.
yeah. So Jay, I appreciate you coming on. I really, really, really look forward to bringing you back during Entrepreneur Month, and you and the guys, all those young men that you got working with you, sitting down with us. And yeah, we definitely gonna keep in touch.
Yep, I appreciate you, KP, a lot. Thank you for letting me clear my chest a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate
Right. Thank you. Have a good night.
you. You
All
too.
right. So guys, if y'all missed any of tonight's episode of Rydes N Vybes, you can catch the replay on YouTube. This is year September 2nd will be year 5 of Rydes N Vybes. So if you are not subscribed to the YouTube channel, you can do that by you can do that by clicking the link in my bio. So you got almost 5 years of episodes to catch up on. I promise you will not be disappointed. You will be very entertained. Some are funny, some will have you crying, but I promise it's a great body of work. So see you guys next Tuesday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another episode of Rydes N Vybes. Everybody have a good night.